Best Country Kicks 101.1. Who was that? The Boxmasters with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters going to be in concert tonight with Willie Nelson at Stevens Auditorium in Ames. 7:39:20. You're here with Todd and Jamie on the Morning Kickster.
Here we go. As you're driving into work this morning, we have a very cool opportunity for you to hear from some very cool musicians. Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters, like we said, tonight going to be with Willie Nelson at Stevens Auditorium in Ames. In fact, you just heard one of their Christmas songs off their Christmas cheer album, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes.
We are joined by all three of the main three artists of the Boxmasters, Mike, JD, and of course, Billy Bob Thornton. We're going to talk to JD first this morning, and then Mike, and then talk to Billy Bob as well. JD, how you doing this morning?
Oh, doing good.
Are you awake?
You sound a little tired.
No, not at all.
Where are you calling from this morning?
Calling from Ames.
Oh, you're already here.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool. When'd you roll in?
We actually got here early yesterday morning.
Oh,
and
cool.
got to hang out and freeze all day here, and went and hit up one of your local bowling alleys here.
Oh.
So
How'd you bowl?
last night, too good.
Hey, that's
but it's fun.
You're used to this weather, though. You're a Midwest boy, aren't you?
Yeah, but it's been a long time since I've lived anywhere near, anything like this. So, it's like you live out in California for a while and your blood gets so thin and you just turn into a complete pansy.
Obviously, you're going to be performing tonight with Willie Nelson, which is extremely cool.
Oh, yeah.
But for those of our listeners who aren't familiar with the Boxmasters, tell them all about the Boxmasters. How'd you guys get together, and what essentially kind of music is the Boxmasters? Because it's not always country, is it?
No, it's a band that's based on music from the 60s. Country kids or, hillbilly kids who grew up loving the British invasion. We all got together. I was an engineer working on Billy solo records, and he came down one day and went, "How well do you play guitar?" And I went, "Not very well." And he said, "It doesn't matter, we're going to record a song anyway. All the rest of the guys are out of town." And it had a cool sound. And then I've known Mike. I invited Mike to come over and play with us. There we were. We had all of us.
Very nice.
Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, or actually just a couple minutes ago, we played your rendition of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and we hear that you kind of fit all the band members in there as reindeer.
Yeah, it was just when we were going out last summer, you make Christmas records. At that point, we had 8 guys with us, and so it was like, hey,
There's the
let's just put them in there. That sounds like a plan. Hey, let me let you say hi to Mike.
Cool.
Real fast. Him and Billy are all here too. So.
Okay, awesome.
Hello,
Mike. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. How you doing?
How was your bowling game yesterday?
It wasn't bad. I got, for me, it wasn't too bad. I got a 150, and that wasn't too terrible
That's
for me.
respectable.
I'm not very good.
You would annihilate me
pretty-
if that makes you feel any better.
Oh, well, it doesn't make me feel good at all.
Anytime you can beat a girl or something.
Yeah.
Woo,
Yeah,
makes you feel great.
Especially if you can make them cry, that'd be great.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah, we love to cry.
Hey, you've got a
Yeah.
connection with some of our big country artists that we play right here on Kicks 101.1, don't you?
Oh, yeah, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I recorded a song for Reba McEntire on her duets record with Leanne Rimes.
Feel free to drop names. It's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
Is country something that you listened to, liked, or as JD was just telling us kind of what the Boxmasters is all about, is that more your genre? Where do you fit in the music, in the scheme of music?
Well, I was sort of all over the map, but as a kid, my house was filled with country music, and especially Willie and Waylon and people like that. And then as I got to be a teenager, I got into more rock music and then into blues and jazz. And so I sort of, as a guitar player, I sort of have run the gamut of playing all kinds of different styles. And I think it sort of helps.
How is it being on tour with Willie Nelson?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I get to see this legend perform every night. It's a great learning experience.
Have you had a chance to touch his guitar?
Actually, I have.
You have?
It's scary. Like, nobody in the world could play that guitar. I don't know what's holding it together. It's just in shambles.
I'm looking forward to seeing it tonight because that's what I've heard. It just looks like this old weathered guitar, but when Willie plays it, it sounds amazing.
Oh, it's incredible. The frets are worn down to absolutely nothing, and it's just, it gave me goosebumps, I gotta tell you.
If you stole that and got it up on eBay, you could probably clean it up,
Yeah, I bet I could make $100.
Yeah, just 100, really.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing you tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Let me hand you over to Billy.
Yeah, here's what we're going to do. Billy, sit tight for 1 second. We're going to break out a little Willie Nelson, get you ready for the concert tonight.
Get you in the mood.
And then we're going to come back and talk to Billy Bob Thornton with Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters.
Sounds good.
Here on the Morning Kickstart with Todd and Jamie, here is Willie Nelson. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. On the Morning Kickstart on Kicks 101.1.
Mama, don't be cowboys.
Iowa's best country, Kicks 101.1. There he is, the redheaded stranger. It's Willie Nelson. And mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. You get to see him just hours from now in concert at Stevens Auditorium in Ames, along with Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters. And back joining us on the program this morning, the boys from the Boxmasters.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton, JD, and Mike.
Now, we've already talked to JD and Mike, and of course, Billy Bob Thornton, you've known him from the movies for years now, but he's really getting into music, and he's always been
very
really,
musically inclined.
Yeah, since he was a kid, so we're glad to have him on the program now. Billy Bob Thornton, thanks for joining us. How you doing this morning?
Oh, not too shabby for a guy on an hour and 45 minutes sleep.
Did you spend all night bowling, too?
Yeah, we went out and bowled. Well, that's all we do with our spare time on the road is bowl. We do it every chance we get.
Who's the best bowler out of the three of you?
You know, I got to tell you something. This sounds so bad for me to say this, but they'll tell you it was me.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, I had a 160, a 148, and a 129.
Holy cow.
Not too bad.
Huh. So maybe besides singing, you could just go up on stage and show people off all your bowling skills.
You know, the only thing is I don't bowl normally. I have my own style, so I probably shouldn't teach people.
Well, it's kind of like the Boxmasters. Not really a traditional sounding band as we know it. But
you do things your own way.
Yeah, but it's really coming along. We've heard a lot of good things and read a lot of good things about the Boxmaster.
It's been an amazing thing, especially since we did this without expecting a lot. We write songs the way we play, the way we feel, with no expected result so much. And as it turns out, it worked. We've had pretty astounding reviews, and the shows have been great on our tour last summer. And now that we're out here with Willie, that's continued, and it's a pretty good match, actually, us opening for Willie. It seemed to work out where, for instance, I mean, if we were out with, say Ozzy Osbourne, maybe, that might not be our audience.
No, I think maybe not.
But it's been really terrific, and we're very, very humbled by it.
Now, you have done 4 solo records now, right?
Right.
4 solo. Now, how do you like working solo versus working with this trio now?
Well, I much prefer to be in a band. First of all, you don't have as much pressure on you, it's, when you're part of a band. But the other thing is it's just the camaraderie, and I grew up in a band, and that's what I like, and I roadied for bands, and when you're a kid, that's what it's all about. You wanted to be in, when I was growing up, it was a group, it just feels better to me. You,
in all honesty, are really quite knowledgeable about music, and so much so that you kind of had the honor to narrate an A&E biography for Sam Phillips. And for our listeners that don't know, Sam Phillips essentially kind of was a part of starting rock and roll and actually discovered really Elvis Presley, and you got to narrate that. That's got to say something about you.
Yeah, that was pretty great, being able to narrate that. I mean, Sam was a real character. He was kind of out there, Sam,
Right.
And I was really honored that he wanted me to narrate it. When you're doing something like that, you feel like a part of history. Because, as you said, I mean, Sam Phillips was one of the fathers of modern music. Anybody who's got, Elvis and Johnny Cash and Carl Perkins and Jerry Lee Lewis and all those people, all at once, they've got a pretty good ear.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah. Hey, we really look forward to seeing you guys tonight. You're opening up, of course, for Willie Nelson, Stevens Auditorium tonight in Ames. It's going to be a cool show. We look forward to seeing you.
Bundle up before you go outside.
Yeah, what do you think of this weather?
Well, we're Californians.
Yeah.
We're Californians, so our blood's a little thin.
Yeah, that's what JD was saying.
We're like Chihuahuas. Just sit around and shake all the time. But actually, we all really grew up in it. I'm from originally from Arkansas, and JD's from Kansas, and Mike's from Vermont. So we all grew up in this, but it's been a long time.
Well, we will let you either get some sleep or get warmed up, one of the two, but we appreciate you taking time to talk to us, Billy Bob, and thank JD and Mike for us, too. We look forward to seeing you tonight in concert at Stevens Auditorium along with Willie Nelson, Billy Bob Thornton, and the Boxmasters. Have a good day. We'll see you tonight, Billy Bob.
Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Very, very welcome. Very cool to talk to Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters.
Yeah, and hopefully you're going to see the show tonight. Billy Bob Thornton and the Boxmasters opening for Willie Nelson at Stevens Auditorium in Ames.